Welcome, the Gamer Man's Lounge. Awaken to play.
In terms of how are things going well for you, I hope it goes well. As for me, welcome to a lovely thing called Video Game Classics. Gaming of today is taking a crap. Might as well step back and go retro. Video game preservation is a big damn deal. All the games you missed out in the past. Let's take a look at all the treasures on carts and discs. Maybe someone will bring them to today for a second chance. But hey, this is Insert Channel Name here, and welcome to the archival of games of the past. Let's go retro with Video Game Classics. Just so you know, I had to go through the mental gymnastics of coming up with this intro. So for crying out loud, please appreciate it. Anyway, I'm too lazy to record my face on cam, so I'm too lazy as fuck the way it is. But hey, let's go ahead and talk about Castlevania. As a matter of fact, the Game Boy Advance Castlevania games, now that the Castlevania Advance Collection came out and decided, hey, we're going to include Castlevania Game Boy Advance games. All three of them, motherfucking Circle of the Moon, Harmony of Dissonance, Aria of Sorrow, and then there's the bonus game being Dracula X, which is essentially the US SNES version of Rondo of Blood, in which Rondo of Blood is Japanese only. But hey, that's enough with all the shenanigans. We're talking about the goddamn Game Boy Advance games, motherfucker. And that's right, let's go ahead and focus on Circle of the Moon. Now, Circle of the Moon, I have fond memories of way more, because it is not only my first Castlevania GBA game, but my only Castlevania GBA game that I was aware of back in my childhood, and I did not come to realization that there were other Castlevania GBA games like Harmony of Dissonance and Aria of Sorrow until basically when I got older, and then I feel like a fucking idiot because I forgot those two were around. But anyway, back to Circle of the Moon, which is basically the Castlevania GBA game that I was more fond of back in childhood. But hey, let's get right on going and let's talk about Castlevania Circle of the Moon. Castlevania Circle of the Moon is the first game in the series to go on Game Boy Advance, and yes, it is also the second installment to continue the Metroidvania formula since the success of Symphony of the Night. Circle of the Moon has you picking Nathan Graves, a whip wielder tasked with helping his master and the master's son once again take out Dracula. Thanks to Kamala, she resurrects Dracula and things go wrong, and it's all up to Nathan to turn things around. The story is mostly simplistic compared to Symphony of the Night's storyline, and just throws in some rivalry shenanigans between Nathan and his master's son, who is also his rival, but if you're expecting any crazy twists, there is just one predictable plotline, and you won't be surprised since we're talking about Dracula and his bullshit. In terms of gameplay, it is a bit short compared to Symphony of the Night, but still a bit lengthy. The game introduces you to the DSS card system, where you can just mix and match and pick your best combination of cards when you activate DSS modes. Yes, there are three things to keep in mind of: your health, mana, and hearts. There are max stat items for each of these three to find and collect, especially hidden throughout the castle. Mana is basically for your DSS mode, and the hearts are for your items you can toss at enemies. Your mana can recharge, and your hearts can be replenished by collecting hearts, and I will like to go ahead and add that if you want your mana to basically replenish faster, there's mana healing potions, and oh yeah, there are also items that can heal your character, cure alignments, and equipment that can boost up your stats. And you just basically hit things, kill things, level up, repeat till you are strong enough to take on a boss, and the process begins from the top. RPG players should know this groove. Don't get me wrong, the gameplay is still great and addicting, but compared to Symphony of the Night, this one's very grindy. There is no shop where you can get gold and you buy some items, but the item drops are rare as hell compared to You Guess It Right. DSS cards are essentially ultra rare, making the whole grinding shindig more tedious. As for controls, they're a bit sluggish, but they still handle well once you get the hang of things, and exploring is something that should be encouraged, and you might want to explore all areas of the castle. However, if you manage to figure out luck stats, you might have a good chance at boosting the grind and keeping things at a minimal. Boss fights are definitely challenging but great, even though some of them are rough in a few areas. You can walk around the castle to cool you off and kill things as you get EXP and some items, but if you're doing this to cool you off after being frustrated with the boss battle, this is actually effective since you wind up leveling up eventually and wind up getting more items further in the game. The DSS cards are really rare, like I said, but collecting cards becomes worth it. The DSS card combinations are fun for experimentation, and you might wind up finding a favorite combination that will really benefit you in some way. Some DSS combinations, for example, can turn the whip into a sword or claws, and others give you a boost in stats or a defense barrier in some form. The game's soundtrack is great, though most of the OST is re-orchestrated tracks from previous Castlevania games, but the new tracks are great as well. There is a missed opportunity for the water level to have an OST track that is not the track you get when you begin the game. And yes, it is that mysterious ambient music tune that hits you up when you are about to begin the game and enter the catacombs. Now let's get right on going. Nathan does have tricks like how to pretend his whip is a fast-running motor, but that is just it. If you're expecting some additional moves other than the DSS shenanigans, yeah, you'll be disappointed. However, the level design and presentation is great, even though you ain't going to run into anything revolutionary as you would in Symphony of the Night. However, Circle of the Moon's design in terms of level and presentation still holds great. Castlevania's Circle of the Moon is still a great game, despite the fact that you have to deal with its ridiculously grindy bullshit. However, the game still holds as a worthy game in the franchise, despite being the least favorite by many. If you're a fan of the series or not, this is still something worth checking out, and it is still a worthy time eater on the bright side. I recommend you to check this game out and give it a shot. Yeah, Circle of the Moon is known for its very grindy fuckery, but I know a lot of you people are asking, how the fuck did you not know Harmony of Dissonance and Aria of Sorrow were not around? Are you fucking kidding me? And I know that's what you're fucking saying. I know those are the exact words you're saying, but yeah, I know, I fucked up. But hey, at least I can go back and play all the other GBA games alongside Circle of the Moon. A lot of you guys are going to go ahead and ask me, why did you buy the Steam version rather than the Switch version? It would have been more cool since you carry it on the go. You know what? I'm going to be really guilty. I have temptations as to buying the Switch version as well. So, here you go! Reckless spending, motherfucker! By the way, don't mind me. I'm just testing various video formats. Anyway, that's gonna do it for you guys, and I will be looking forward to you in the next video. Peace out. This is nothing but a video product made by a fellow gamer man. Ayo!